HBO Max's Somebody Somewhere is a dramedy in the truest sense of the word. With comedians like Bridget Everett, Jeff Hiller, and Murray Hill involved, you know plenty of laughs are in store. However, each chuckle-inducing moment services a larger, quietly moving story. One about living through loss and finding community in unexpected places. Sam Everett, who is also an executive producer, is close to giving up on herself. She recently moved back to her hometown of Manhattan, Kansas, to care for her sister Holly, who has since passed away. Without Holly, Sam is unmoored, stuck in both an essay grading job that she hates and a town where she no longer feels at home. I promise this show is funny, even if it doesn't sound like it quite yet. While at her job, Sam reconnects with former classmate Joel Hiller. She doesn't remember him, but he remembers her as the star of their high school choir. He invites her to choir practice, an open mic night for a group of Manhattan misfits held at a local church. It's where Joel encourages Sam to perform again in Come Out of Her Shell. Murray Hill, John Hudson Odom, and Jeff Hiller at choir practice. Sam and Joel's friendship is the heart of Somebody Somewhere. Their discussions move easily between ridiculous and touching, hilarious and heart-wrenching. In one episode, they stalk Sam's suspicious brother-in-law Rick, Danny McCarthy, but still find time to discuss drinking one's own pee in a survival situation. In another, they bare their souls to each other before starting a Zumba routine. It's the kind of on-screen relationship that demands nothing less than perfection from its actors, and Everett and Hiller deliver with their dynamite chemistry. If you're familiar with Everett's raunchy cabaret stylings, you'll be surprised and delighted by her vulnerability here. Her larger-than-life persona still comes through in several of the show's musical performances, granting us a glimpse of a happier, unburdened Sam. Whether she's breaking down at her job or belting out Piece of My Heart, Everett nails it. Sam and Joel's friendship is the kind of on-screen relationship that demands nothing less than perfection from its actors, and Everett and Hiller deliver. With their dynamite chemistry, Hiller matches her at every turn, portraying Joel as deeply compassionate, yet still a mess in his own way. He brings a warmth and excitement to each of his scenes, but there's a sense that he longs for more fulfillment in his life, and that he's too embarrassed to vocalize exactly what he wants to the people around him. The show ends up being as much a character study of Joel as is it of Sam. While things definitely happen in Somebody Somewhere, its plot takes a backseat to simply letting its characters exist in Manhattan. Story threads surface, then disappear for an episode or two, only to make a quiet return. This unhurried pacing allows the show to slowly but surely develop not only Sam and Joel, but also the people in their orbit, like Sam's mother and father, Jane Brody and Mike Haggerty, her other sister Tricia, Mary Catherine Garrison, and Joel's friend, choir practice host Fred Rococo Hill. They may not always be on-screen, but when you see them, it's like you've known them your whole life. They may not always be on-screen, but when you see them, it's like you've known them your whole life. Since the characters and the world of Somebody Somewhere feel so real and lived in, the emotions hit hard. Sam's grief is almost palpable, and series creators Hannah Boss and Paul Thurine never once shy away from the impact of Holly's passing. Still, as heavy as Sam's sadness can get, Somebody Somewhere always stays close to its humorous roots. Quiet levity cuts through even the darkest moments, proof of this show's remarkable tonal balancing act. In between all the laughter and tears, Somebody Somewhere reaffirms the importance of finding a friend who really gets you, warts and all. After all, Joel and Sam found a other. If you're feeling alone, Somebody Somewhere will find you too. Somebody Somewhere airs on HBO and HBO Max Sundays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time.